Quite an interesting shape, isn't it? Well, this is a splitter for Tegiva NSX. This thing is absolutely massive, 2.1 meters. Buffalo board as a base, because I've used it before on Tin Prom Racing splitter, on my own splitter, and I've used it on, I already applied chemical release agent. You need to apply at least 6 coats, 15 minutes between each coat. 1 hour after last coat, you can start your laminate. This should be fairly straightforward. It's going to be infused. We have 25 mil foam. This unit is going to be thick. Tricky bit that we're going to be doing. The front is going to be a bullnose. For that, we actually got something not special, widely available, but it will be special because I haven't done anything like this before. So the first steps is to make this thing as a complete laminate. And it can be trimmed, and then we'll have this shape in carbon, and then I will show you what I'm going to do next. So I think I have decided I'm going to make this laminate as a complete piece. I'm not going to cut those out. Reason being is because the splitter tunnels that I'll be making, I'm not 100% sure just quite yet how they're gonna be fixed on the inside. So if I make it with a cutout, chances are that it's not gonna fit properly because of the folded edges and whatever. So the gap is gonna be too small for the splitters. 2 pieces of foam, the same as before. It has grooves and it has holes penetrating all the way through the foam. So very simple. Let's cut some Kevlar, 1 layer of carbon, lay that first, foam to rough shape, then another 2 layers, and quickly infuse this. So yeah, here we are. Finally, 24 hours passed, so I'm able to take the peel fly off. It's usually quite difficult. It gets really stuck in. I mean, so far, this looks okay. Not ideal in a few places, but it's a splitter. It's going to be completely underneath the car. And I'm gonna do something else with it anyway, so this is not the final surface. First time, you will see the bottom before I do. Do you know what? It's almost perfect. It's solid, and for the size, it's actually not that heavy. The next morning, plenty of material to cut away from. Probably asking me why, you quite like this neat edge. It's gonna have a bull nose, basically rounded corner. I will go into detail on how I'm gonna make this. I think we came up with a pretty good idea with Luke from Tegiva, and I think it's gonna work. So the idea is that this wood, this is balsa wood, extremely light, and it's still wood, so it's easy to sort of shape. And the idea is that it's gonna go all like this, but we need to cut it in half because obviously we want a flat edge so we can epoxy it to the thing. I came up with what I feel is an ingenious solution. It's obviously not something I've designed because something like this is available, and I did use it at Sean's workshop. It's basically a scribe on a thing that you kind of measure whatever for pipes. But I have this block. It's exactly 1 inch, and I took a Sharpie and it fits in there absolutely perfectly snug. Well, I actually had to lathe it a little bit because there was a small lip. So I know that this is 12.5 from the side. So now we just put this piece against this splitter. We put this block on a flat surface and we just drag it along and we'll have a perfectly straight line. And obviously now we need to cut it. We have our straight line by hand. That's a no-go. You will never achieve a straight line. So what I came up with, again, definitely not my invention. And of course this tool is actually supposed to be used like this. So we have a bench saw that is sort of like that. As soon as you put it up, there was a plate that came with the thing. And you basically have a standy up bendy saw. So I put 2 guys on each side, and I know it's 12.5 in between. And while the dowels are drying, before I can tackle this, let's make a first pair of tunnels. I reckon just 4 layers of carbon, maybe some e-glass, sealant tape around, bag it, infuse it, and hopefully tomorrow it will be ready.
The next day.
Splitter! Yeah! Bullnose, like I said, this has been attached, dried, I filled all the gaps with filler. Now it needs to be sanded smooth, and it will be ready to drape over with another sheet of carbon, and it literally will be a wet lay, and it should be golden. So the radius is done. See? Super easy to sand. Just needed the profile, and then obviously side strakes end plates. So I put a channel. It's a 3.5 mil aluminium channel on the inside. If you can see, wow, it's really simple. Basically all I did is just cut a little groove, insert it inside, bit of adhesive, and rivets top and bottom. So what solution did I come up with to cover the wooden nose? Simple. Sheet of carbon like that, literally to cover the nose. I'm not doing the full thing for 2 reasons: A, expensive, B, extra weight. And in theory this should be absolutely spot on. You know, it will have a nice radius. So we'll apply adhesive to keep it in place, then flip around, stretch the carbon on the underside. Once I am 100% happy how it sort of sits, all I have to do is just cover it with a thin layer of epoxy and let it set. And after it's done, maybe coating resin or whatnot, but it should be absolutely fine because it's just a single layer of carbon. So here we are, full day of making sure the splitter fits, and it fits, and you can stand on it. It takes weight of 2 grown humans. I mean, I'm not gonna stand on it, but personally I'm really proud of those. I made that today. It used to have like a really sort of big rectangular frame for the old splitter, and I said no, we are going tubular, so I rated to give us lovely scrub bin, and yeah, 2 tubes like that, a little bit of an A-frame, cable support just so it supports this corner, and that thing is absolutely massive. Very happy how it turned out. Honestly, it looks so much better on the car. All of those things that I said are not perfect, they completely get lost because it's just carbon. It's light, it's huge. We'll give plenty of downforce. And I'm gonna finish this one here. If you guys want a splitter, do let me know. I can make you a splitter. Maybe not as complicated as this, because this was quite complicated, but I do have my own splitter tunnels that you can have on your splitter, and yeah, any size, any shape, any form, any material. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.